by the very talented Austin Wintry. We'll change the difficulty, make sure we're on normal. Alright. I'll probably want that on. Alrighty, we're gonna start a new game. This is the banner Saga, developed by Stoic Studios, who are doing a Banner Saga 3 Kickstarter right now. There should have a link in the description if you are interested in supporting their third and final chapter. Alright. I'm kinda doing it on the fly, so let's see how it goes. We're gonna start a new game. The story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You will occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from each point of view. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survive through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern waste. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped: the sun.
Að sjá dreggjana á ferli neðanbor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the wild human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Hverfið á braut! Engan eigi ég hlut að máli þessu!
You've arrived just in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Drag around the screen to see your surroundings. Click the check mark to continue. So, with your mouse, you can click and hold. Move around. Oh, look at the bear in chains. That's so sad. How come all of these people are just standing here with cups and eating and not doing anything about this fight that's going on? And the wonderful banners and the designs. Can we spot anything else that's a little bit out of the blue? Let's see. Alright. check mark. These portraits show the order of initiative, taking turns from left to right. Your allies are blue, the enemy is red. It's your turn to act. Movement happens before action. This ring shows your shield banger is active. The blue tiles around him show where he can move. Some characters fill more tiles than others. The horned allies are a race of giants called Varl, who take up 4 tiles each, while humans fill a single tile. This can have a huge impact on your strategy. Click the tile you want to move to, then click the check mark to confirm. Move your shield banger here to get him into attack range. Alright. Click the check mark. To target an enemy, click the tile on which they stand. Any ally tiles are blue, the enemies are red. Target this enemy now by clicking his tile. You can choose to either attack the enemy's strength or break his armor. The numbers beneath each icon, 2 and 5, show the damage you will do to that stat. Strength counts as both health and damage. A loss of 2 strength means you'll now do 2 less damage. If strength falls to 0, the character falls in battle. Armor blocks strength damage but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open them up to take more damage in the future. This enemy has only 5 strength remaining. A strength attack will kill him. Click the fist now to attack his strength, then confirm your choice. Die, human! He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used later to improve your characters. After taking an action, your turn ends. Next up is the enemy. Turns always alternate, even if you are outnumbered. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shield banger's high armor. Alright, so this icon up here will turn on and show the each unit's armor and strength stat on the screen. There we go. Now we can see it a little bit better. 1 damage. Now it's your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of these enemies, but all characters can use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, so use it wisely. By clicking on gold tiles, a character can move further than usual, at the cost of 1 willpower per gold tile. Red, pulsing tiles beneath your enemy show how close you'll have to get to be in range. Move your Warhawk into attack range now. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives him a unique advantage. Click your Warhawk's tile to access his ability. Clicking your character's tile will bring up all of his combat options, including move, ability, attack, and end turn. Click the purple ability icon now. Tempest. The ability description appears in the tooltips below. The Warhawk's Tempest allows him to slam multiple enemies at once. Select an enemy and then confirm your choice. Alright? That made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. When there is only 1 enemy left, players enter pillage mode. During pillage, each character moves in order and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order has changed. Your allies now get to move twice in a row. If a character does not move on his turn, he can rest to regain 1 willpower. The chieftain will rest his turn. Looks like the chieftain is in some trouble. Your shield banger won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack. but willpower can be used to boost your damage. Click the chieftain style to attack. Click the fist and then the stars above the fist to add willpower. The number of stars available each turn are determined by your exertion stat. You'll see the damage number go up as you add willpower. Click a star and then the green check mark to kill this enemy. Before we move on, let me just ask real quick, how is the game volume and my voice volume? I'm going to refresh this page a little. Alright, thank you very much. Just wanted to make sure that the game volume wasn't overpowering my own voice or the other, or vice versa. Alright. We'll add 1 willpower so that we can attack for 9. Die, human! Victory! The foe's lying dead at your feet, and I cannot read fast enough. Sorry. +6 renown gain. Continue.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade, quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off, it just grows a new head. I'm in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need, they're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Chapter 1. Only the sun has stopped. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eirik, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Euban, isn't it? What do you want? The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. I didn't exactly agree. It's up to you, but you've already got one foot in the door. Those men you left face down were scaffoldings. We just want to make sure they don't come back. We took down the chieftain. What's left of them? Not much. Never was much in the first place. They were a loose bunch of thugs to begin with. I'm surprised they got as close as they did. Then we're done here. Almost. Come with me. We're going to the market down by the water. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Click the market tent to visit the merchant. Right over here. me handle this. You meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Had! I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot? The Scafling's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, Had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. They don't talk to me. Eirik overturns his flimsy table, scattering Had's assortment of junk across the ground. Gods! Eirik, laying it on a bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the Scaflings? Nobleman, up by the east wall. But that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eirik's hand, gathering things from his hovel. Disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? Gonolf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No. Just bought them while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. Better than an eggplant. Gonolf goes off to look at more stalls. Eirik, that man of yours seemed unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be a Scafling. If they're licking their wounds, they're probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a meat hole? Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. Going to find him. I'll meet you there. Where is this place again? Nobleman is halfway up the hill towards the Great Hall. You won't miss it. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual time. I'll remind him. Alright, the meat house. You arrive in front of what must be noblemen. A few minutes later, Eirik appears with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eirik says over his shoulder. Ready? Let's get it over with. That's the spirit, says Valgard. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eirik is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken Scaflings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and meat steins in the process. Thug swordsman. And the thug leader. Alright. Valgard. Right. Eirik is next. Behind Valgar. hoping for more of a fight than this. Look at them, it's gonna be butchery. Stone wall blocks damage to strength and armor for 1 round. Rank 1 blocks 3 damage per hit for 1 round. Alright? Rah! Cover me, Valgard. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Die, human! Stomp, stomp, stomp. Human scum. Let's break some armor. Ha! Stomp, stomp, stomp. Strength damage attack. Ha! Stomp, stomp, stomp. Tempest! Thor's hammer! Kick to the face. Human scum! Tempest! You will not run away. By Thor! promotion for Gunelf. And 8 renown gained. Continue. There they are! Gods be damned, I've got to wash off this blood! Eirik is looking out the hall's windows onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Ognir. Next for Vile Kingship, last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guess. See what I deal with all day long? Ah, things makes a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guest arrived. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? What is it? If you happen to stall our guest down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eirik and Valgar hustle from the meat house. To his credit, Eirik tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. There are the longships at the docks. Alright, let's head on down there. Ognir. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods! Yubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old. And if there is Vognir, there must be Hakon. Us there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid, old yaks? At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jorundur demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arberang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering. Golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim. I have the distinct feeling I finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Moger? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Moger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Vognir's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Click a talk icon to converse with one of your heroes. Let's start with the prince. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed varl who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're with Vognir. I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Vognir a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tides to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? Just to introduce myself. You collect taxes for the Varl territories. A true pleasure. Yes. An awkwardness hangs in the air like a thick fog. You take the opportunity to depart. Scrivener! You find Hakon in a mead house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon. Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as you, Yoxfart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon let slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Vognir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the mead house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. To the Great Hall! At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least, you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers, all there, just as promised, to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eirik had anything to do with that. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gate. Vognir is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Moger steps forward. Vognir's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We're ready. You follow Moger and join the others. Usually, the smaller doors set into the gates will be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. He summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. Caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Moger, cracking open meat cask. From our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the meat is passed throughout camp. Let's toast to Vognir. You raise your drink, toasting the alliance between man and Varl. The others join in. Ludin's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually, you sit down beside Vognir. Thanks for the speech, slurs Vognir. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Moger, I thought the damn governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried, and he asked me to clean up his mess. For your benefit, turns out. I'd have given the job to you too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Ludin? Hopefully, the boy goes back to Arvarang on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Hakon. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Don't you miss the fight, Yubin? You down your meat instead of replying. Vognir slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but this... Pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be, warriors would follow you for what you've done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm next in line? These lines are getting muddy, old Varl. They've always been muddy, Vognir. Excuse me. Vognir stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You leave him to it. You rise groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Moger is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up. You nudge Vognir. You're needed. It's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Vognir releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Ha! We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. The world map. Drag the map to look around. A portrait icon shows where your caravan is in the world. You can also tap on any location to get some history about it. When you're done with the map, tap the X at the bottom of the screen. Alright. Here is Strand. Here's Featherfell. It's quite a ways away on this map. Let's go back. We head north, then east, past the forts. Grofheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Ludin. Why not take the ships of Skarmerstead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad though, we could have shown you all the wonders of Skirmstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Ludin exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke an antkill, Vognir. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off too. Ludin's got a shorter wig than Hakon. Thanks, Vognir. Let's get moving. Another half day to Weatherfell if we're lucky. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the Hero's Tent. You can pass time by using the Rest Tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Tap leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to get back on the road. Alright, let's go to the Hero's Tent. Click on a unit to view stats, promote ranks, and learn about abilities. Gunnolf, Rank 1 Warhawk. Click on the ability button to learn about the unit's abilities. Alright, so the active ability is Tempest Rank 1. The passive ability is Heavy Impact. Heavy Impact does 1 strength damage to adjacent units of your target, alright? And let's go ahead and promote Gunnolf. We're gonna get higher stats and increase our item rank for 5 renown. Done. This unit has points available to spend on improving stats and talents. Activate one of the plus buttons above. Alright, let's give Gunnolf. I think we can't go wrong with more strength. We'll make him our main bruiser. Confirmed. And it looks like we can continue to promote Gunelf. Let's promote him one more time. Higher stats, improve your ability, and increase your item rank. That sounds good. So now we're at... I think we're at rank 2 for... Yeah, we're at rank 2 for Tempest, right here. Alright, we can hit up to 3 enemies now. Let's go have 2 more points. Let's go ahead and max out his strength. And give him 1 exertion. Alrighty. Going back. And I think I will stop there for today because my voice is starting to go away. So, this has been Chapter 1 of the Banner Saga 1.